I met Steven Seagull.
You met Steven Seagull? Really? How come your English is so good?
How come your English is so good?
Oh, you I understand Russians and their culture, but they don't understand me and my culture.
Hey, welcome to the Status Podcast number, whatever this one is. I don't remember. 9, 8, 10, maybe. And I don't remember your last name because you never told it to me.
Yeah, that's true. Let's keep it up.
Let's keep it that way. I have a beautiful guest here today. It's Marty
Punchman.
Yeah, it's like one punchman.
It's not my real name,
but you need to do a Marty amount of punches to defeat an enemy. Is it like, were you named after the character in Back to the Future?
No.
No?
No, this is not my real name.
Are you sure? So Marty is not even your real name?
No, Punchman is it'd be a very strange.
No, I understand Punchman, but like Marty, also no.
No. Real name is, should I say the real name?
Sure.
It's Nika.
Nika.
Yeah.
How did you get from Nika to Marty?
Oh, that's a great question. We didn't like.
Let's get into it immediately. Like that's a big jump.
So when I was younger, I used to play this video game. It's called League of Legends.
Oh, I never heard about it.
Please don't judge me.
What is this game that's so interesting?
It's this MOBA strategy. It's this piece of shit that took like 10 years of my life away from me. But
sounds very much like League of Legends for now.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And there was this character that I used to play, which was Lee Sin. He's like a blind monk.
Okay.
He's like a really cool character. He's like very versatile, so you can play him in any role or whatever. And I used to just love this guy when I was a kid. When I was in school, I would like draw him and shit. I was really like not obsessed, but he was like my favorite character of all like video games.
So just all the porn you wrote?
Yeah, exactly.
In teenage years
of
was
course,
with him.
It was all like fictions about fictions about Lee Sin. Yeah. So his name was Lee Sin, and then sometime later I googled his like development, and he was one of the first characters they made, and his code name was Marty Punchman.
Really?
That's it. That is literally it. Yeah, that's beautiful. So that was his code name, and I just took that and Marty Punchman.
Did they say why it was Marty Punchman?
No.
No? Was it like martial arts?
Yeah, he's like
Punchman?
He's like a martial artist. He's like a kung fu guy or whatever.
Was he like the first like fighter character? Is he like a very old one?
He's one of the first characters they made when they like. I think the game came out with like 20 playable characters.
And he was one of them.
Yeah, he was one of the first characters.
Was there any other martial arts guy there?
No, but like, I don't remember. Like, he's like the martial arts guy.
It's probably why he's Marty. He's probably like martial arts punch.
Marty? A martial arts? Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah, and he punches. So
he punches.
Yeah, Marty punches. The martial arts punch. Yeah.
Do you feel like?
No, I feel stupid. Yeah, I never knew why. No, but I think the reason he resonated with me, that's one of his abilities.
You knew you were going to the military in the future. It's like martial.
No. I did karate as a kid. I still do. Like
still beat up kids?
No. No. I have this thing like my brother used to do like karate and he like Shotokan, I think.
Okay.
Shotokan, yeah. He did like tournaments and stuff, and he would like bring back like these journals of like Bruce Lee and Georgian, like the Iron Fist, the 1-inch punch, shit like that. So I was really into like martial arts as a kid, but I was into arts in general, like drawing.
What does 1-inch punch sound in Georgian?
1-inch punch, like to translate in Georgian.
Yeah. Did he have that? It was like
no, it's like I don't know. I never read the things. I just like looked at the cards, the drawings, like the comic book, whatever. No, it's like 1-inch punch. But that's a good question. That's a solid question. 1-inch punch in Georgian.
No.
80 inches tartma.
Sounds cool.
Because like inch doesn't translate. It's like American. It's just inch.
Okay.
Inch. Even in Russian, it's like inch, right?
Duyum.
Duyum.
It's actually translates.
Really?
Yeah.
Duyum is. I didn't know that.
Huh. That's why there's the name of Duyumovich. See, but we should stop with the Russian stuff.
Did you say Duyumovich?
No. I'm gonna have to put subtitles on this shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Russian words.
I'm so sorry.
Please, I don't see you groveling on the floor.
Right. I don't.
Which means you're not that sorry.
Talking in Georgian.
So you were into arts, all sorts of arts, and martial arts as well. So you were drawing with your punches on the bodies of your enemies. Yeah?
I didn't have any, actually. Let's not talk about that. It's like the dark times. That's my villain arc. No. When I was a kid, I just really liked martial arts and all arts in general. My brother would do karate, and I went with him a couple of times. And then I just loved it so much that I just kept doing it at home or whatever. I was basically his punching bag, so I learned through that. And then there was like the school times, which fucking sucked. I got like really bullied and shit. But it's fine. Right now, I don't have any like
I don't have any resentment, and starts just like breaking something.
Yeah, I take like cup or whatever. Just like take the cup, just like bite into it.
We have that in common. I actually also used to do karate in school.
Which one?
I just did literally the sports kumite. We didn't do any kata. We just were like it was almost kickboxing but shittier. Like it's like when you when you went to do shitty kickboxing and you go and do karate because it's just like it's worse.
I mean. I really love.
I mean, for the matches. So just for the match, not the beautiful, the thingy, the katas. Like we just do the kumite, and you're kind of like, okay, instead of trying to block a punch, you're doing all this shit. Like, it's fun.
Yeah, I guess. But I love the artistry of it because it is an art. Like I just love the way it looks, the way it does, and like versus other stuff as well. Like. I don't think I remember a time in my life where I didn't like Marvel. I think like it's not just this, but I think like video games in general they like made me love it because like or vice versa. I remember I played like a shit ton of Tekken and I liked Jin because he did karate. I just loved the way he did like the moves. And stuff.
I think his dad also does like some.
Kazuya. He has like this like ridiculous like spinning like heel kick where he just like goes up and he just keeps turning.
Probably break your leg if you try it.
I thought you definitely like you tear a tendon or some shit.
Heihachi has some powerful moves.
He has that stance where he stands like this.
He's more kind of like karate faithful.
I mean, he headbutts you.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's a good move.
Not really karate.
Strong karate move. It's like a headbutt of 1,000 suns or something.
Sure, whatever.
It probably works.
He does have like 1,000 sons, doesn't he? Like lore-wise, he's like Kazuya Lee, like in Lars.
Yeah.
He fooled around in Europe and shit.
I stopped at Tekken number 5.
That's where I started. That was my favorite.
That's where you started.
Oh yeah, I had this on PS2 and it had all the previous games on it as well.
Also had PS2.
I loved it.
We had the same childhood, it seems.
No, maybe.
Bullying, karate, and PS2.
What?
Bullying, karate, and the PS2.
Ah, yes, there we go.
Supposedly learning English instead of talking to your classmates.
That's exactly. Yeah, fuck them. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
You were telling me about like why you chose the name Marty Punchman.
Oh right. Yeah.
Which then you went into like that you've been playing League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
But then for whatever reason you started talking about why you like martial arts in general, how that brought you to Marty Punchman, and then from martial arts we went on to like games that have martial arts in them. It's like
that was a great summary of the whole fucking.
I'm listening.
Oh, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for subscribing and liking and all that shit. No, I find that like a lot of the stuff that you like and do in life, they're kind of like interconnected.
Sure.
Like there has to be a reason why I like this character and why I played that game and why I like this other thing. It's like it's all like connected or whatever.
There has to be a reason, otherwise, like life is just
meaningless.
Disconnected clouds of bullshit.
Well, when your mobile data is just like down, then you're just stuck with.
Well, what they have connecting them is you. Like you're the
connector.
Your personal story that actually integrates all of those things and like shits out a perfect human being who's like just like a person now.
I'm basically the cable guy.
All of these experiences. Which cable guy? The porn
Jim
cable
Carrey,
guy?
Jim Carrey.
Ah.
Have you not seen the movie?
No.
Oh, really? That shit is so good. It's overrated and underrated at the same time. It's a really good movie though. It's very funny.
It's gonna be nostalgia overload. Like
I love that shit. I love that shit. Nostalgia in general is a very, very powerful drug.
And we're like, I'm 31. What age are you?
Damn.
I remember that clip with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he talks to like Don Cheadle. It's like, the way you said damn, it was very like, I'm 24.
You're 24?
I'm 24.
And you look like you're 40 and you've been
Thank
drinking.
you.
Thank
you.
How do
you look like you've been drinking, yeah.
How do you do it?
It's his family secret. We all age very rapidly.
I mean, when I met you, you were probably 23.
Has it been a year?
Well, I've been here for a year and a half, and the first stand-up I did was it in the summer?
Probably.
So it was early summer.
Yeah, or like, yeah.
Maybe late spring, something like maybe May. I think it was May.
Like 2023?
It was 20. It wasn't 2024.
Of course. No shit, Sherlock.
When is your birthday?
14th of March.
Oh no, then you were probably already 24.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
It's like it's like a talent. Like
a talent.
Yeah, you would like. I'm sure when you were 13, you could buy beer for your friends.
Oh. Dude, no. I come from a Georgian family, man. We didn't have to buy shit. We make it ourselves.
True.
Like, we have like a shit ton of wine.
It's just like I think like with Russia, the problems with the alcohol. They go like people don't just like drink some wine, have a good time, and pass out. They drink some vodka, go and break shit, and so you can't get like alcohol in Russia just like by ordering it in the shop. And here it's like on Wolt, I go on and it's like, would you like some Hennessy? And then it's like, yes, and it's like cool, no questions asked.
You know what I love about that? You know how like the delivery apps that we have here, it's like you can't like buy cigarettes, but you can buy any and all alcohol.
Yeah.
So like what the fuck? It's like
really weird.
Yeah, it's like you can't buy tobacco because you might be underage. But what about the fucking whiskey, man? Why are you not asking any questions about that shit? Like I can just go to what is that shit, like aquarium or whatever the fuck it's called.
Whoever just like smoked a pack of Marlboros and then got pregnant and I don't know, robbed a store. Nobody. I think alcohol is worse.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, you have 2 lungs, but you only have 1 liver, so that makes sense to be like that.
True. I wonder what can kill you faster if you really try.
Probably a gun.
Probably a gun. Right. Yeah, no, that's if you eat guns.
No, it's like, you know that Biggie Smalls lyric, the gun will get you quicker, especially when they're drunk off the liquor. So no one's gonna be like, you know, smoking and then like, you know, I wanna kill some motherfuckers today. So alcohol is gonna kill you faster because you don't even have to consume it. Someone else can consume it and fuck you up. Can't be said the same about cigarettes, you know?
We're going in random directions, but it's good.
It's like our combined ADHD will lead us to.
I don't think I have ADHD actually.
I'm sure I do.
You
I'm 100% sure.
I think like my sister right now lives in Georgia, the state of Georgia in America. Your face. I'm
gonna wait till the.
And like it's a funny joke because like she lives in Georgia and I live in Georgia and it's like somebody fucked up their plane tickets.
Yeah, that's what I thought exactly like.
But no, actually she lives in the state of Georgia with her wife and they're there for a year now and now they're like probably coming back in half a year and they might move
in Russia.
No, they might move from Georgia to Georgia.
Oh,
you know, so it's not too much of a shock. You can't go from Georgia to like Armenia. You should go from Georgia to Georgia.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Intermediary place. And like one of the things she says, and I do realize it, is like in the South, and like state of Georgia is very much in the South. There are like so many guns, and like the thing is,
wait. How many guns are there?
Every gun. So
I love this. This is a cut right there. Actually, don't cut that out.
I'm not gonna cut that out.
Great.
It's just me cringing. Like I'm talking to like I don't really believe in God, so I'm just talking to the heavens,
yes, the audience,
to the ceiling. I'm like, oh fuck, what is he saying? And it's just the thing is like if somebody gets drunk and they might beat you up for no reason. Like, and that's what I'm used to in Russia. basically.
Right.
Or maybe the cops will put some drugs in your pockets and put you in
that
jail.
happen?
Sure,
Really?
quite a bit. Well, I'd say like from the stories that I heard from just people around me, like it's very rarely that like Russian cops will stop a completely innocent person and like put drugs on them, but they will get somebody with just a tiny little bit of drugs, and they'll put much more because they're like, this is an arrest, but it's not cool
It's not enough drugs.
It's not
so-
good enough. So they're like, we think we found this on you as well.
Spray some crack on it.
Yeah, that's like killing them softly. I think it's like one of my favorite ones.
Very strange.
But like, yeah, but there is no racial part to that. It's just like the cops.
He looks Slavic
and
enough.
other
Fuck it.
But though, now that I think about it, like I don't look Slavic, but I look vague enough that like it's, who knows, like what is my actual ethnicity? Like maybe with the years coming on, I look a little more Caucasian than before. When I was like 20, I kind of looked like kind of Russian. I don't know, like especially without the beard and everything.
I mean, you kind of like every time I see you, you always look the same. You always look like a freshly used tampon.
Nah.
You just need like this one little line. Just,
I think this
this
just shows me that you didn't have too many girlfriends, because the blood that comes out when women need tampons, it's not bright red.
Yeah.
It's actually very dark.
Okay. There's touche. I was never there with the whole like.
It's more like anal. It's more like anal bleeding. You know, like
okay, let's
when you're
move
like
on to the
push
next subject.
something too big, and you have like arterial bleeding from your ass. This is what the color is.
Yes. Turns out this is very educational.
Pleasant. Like, let's go into the pleasant memories.
There's the
plasma. This
plasma.
brings up. Okay, we're struggling right here, right now.
Are we?
We went for gaming, we went for martial arts, we went for Marty Punchman. I want to insert a Mac there. Marty McPunchman.
Yes.
So you're like a little Irish. Oh, he's like the Marty McPunchman guy. He's here.
Oh, what are you talking about there, lad?
Well,
when I was in the wee years, we'd be forming potatoes. Is that racist? Is that racist?
No. It's like you can't be racist against.
What?
Well, that was very racist.
What the fuck? Okay,
that was very racist.
I see.
I really like the Irish accent.
I mean, we can just pretend we're Belarusians. Like, we feel no pain, you know?
I think I can pretend to be basically almost any race from Eastern Europe, somewhere around the Asia.
What about Nigeria?
No, that's probably not.
Because like
I can be like one of the white people who moved to Nigeria.
So like South African.
Yeah, South African.
That's just like say shit like puss, you know. Like.
So I'm a quarter Turkmenian. I'm a quarter Azerbaijani.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a quarter Russian and I'm a quarter Ukrainian. So, and there is a little bit of Lithuania sprinkled in there. That's where I get my last name.
So you're like a Megazord.
Yeah, actually I have like some with Turkmenia. I have some Asian blood. Actually,
Are you also Mongolian?
No, not really. But like Turkmenian people actually look fairly close to Mongolians. I think like they're a bit more cooked.
So like you have multiple what do you call it, ethnicities in you. You also have like a martial arts background. You do like a form of entertainment. Some would say it's acting. So you're basically Steven Seagal.
True.
But not an asshole.
I met Steven Seagal.
You met Steven Seagal? Really?
Really, and it was horrible. I really didn't like him.
I want to hear this. Dude, I can't stop watching that guy. There's something addicting about like watching Steven Seagal clips.
It's like, and I didn't know all this noise about him. I only knew him from like movies. When I was 19 years old, I used to work in a cigar shop on Tverskaya, like in the center of Moscow. So I worked in a boutique, just as a salesperson, like where you would sell cigars and like humidors and like tobacco and some expensive alcohol. So it was like that kind of place. And he actually came in there. But first, like, it was his helpers, his Russian helpers. What's going on? What are you doing?
I was just listening. I don't want to
put it back in there. You won't.
You want me to put it back? I don't want to breathe a little too loud to interrupt the story. But you already interrupted the story.
Sorry. So yeah, so it was Seagull's helpers who came in, who were just like Russian guys who were so rude, and they were trying to hassle us for free stuff all the time. They were like, "Can you just throw another 2 for free?" In like we're putting cigars, so they were like, "No, look, do you know who we work for?" We're like, "No, we don't know who you work for. We work for Steven Seagull."
What?
And they just, because he was staying in some hotel nearby, and he would ask for cigars. They would run down and get them for him, and they would just be so annoying. They were just so annoying. But then one time, they came in with him. But we were so fed up with them that we just mean-mugged them the entire time. We're like, it's just like really fuck you face. And everybody in the shop was like 4 people. And I went in with them into a humidor where you can pick out cigars. It's like a humid room where you can, where the cigars can be open and not get dry. And he said, Steven Seagull said, he was like,
came down.
Yeah, he came down. He was there with me. He thought I don't speak English. He was just talking to his handlers and to his assistants, and he was like, "Why is everybody so looks so mad? Have I done something?" And the guy basically said, "No, they're assholes," and fuck them. And then we went, and at the end I spoke to them in my clear English to show that I actually understood them. And that's it. It's not. There's
Steven. You didn't talk to Steven?
No. No. Just
oh my god.
he was asking me about what's about this, what about this. And
Do you have to Chinese movie like that?
So it's
almost why does he always whisper though?
he has really weird energy.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna say what he is.
He's such a huge guy as well. It's already where
he's tall, right?
He's tall, and his skin has this weird quality of really old leather. I don't know what's up with him, but just and it was 12. It seemed it was 12 years ago. He was already so old. I don't know, it was weird.
He's Willie Nelson. When I was a kid, he was old. Now I'm grown up, he's still kicking.
I love when Louis C.K. said that as he grew up, Britney Spears was 18 years old, 18 years old, 18 years old, and now they're both 45.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that joke.
What happened? He just lived a lot of life in a very short amount of time.
When I was a kid, I thought on my birthday, it's like a video game, you just level up. I didn't know it's this gradual thing where you keep growing up all the time. In that movie with Justin Timberlake, Timeless, I think, or something.
Why I haven't watched that?
I remember if it's the name is that, but it's when they have the time on their wrist, and there's the.
I've seen
stop
clips.
aging when they're 30 or some shit. Oh, it's a good movie.
And I remember they were paying with time instead of money, right?
Yeah,
that's
time. Time is the currency and everything.
That's one of the things that I really realized. This is going to be another tangent, but who cares? Yeah. What I realized with YouTube is even the shittiest movies sometimes have really great 30-second scene, a really great 3-minute scene.
Yeah, sure.
And then you look it up. And you read the comments, and you look it up, and it says 3 out of 10 total shit.
It's I feel some of the movies that scene was the whole reason that the movie was written.
Maybe
somebody just wanted that scene. Most of Steven Seagal's movies are like this. I think just things are this one cool little thing, and then it's just the rest is just shit.
I remember this time when you're a kid and you're slowly becoming a teenager. You still sort of believe in magic.
Oh yeah.
And you really cannot tell what is real and what's not, and somebody can just talk you into believing in some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Especially with Aikido.
I had a thing like that.
I believed that Aikido worked like that when I was 7 years old. You brush somebody on the shoulder and they go flying, and you're oh, it's the energy, the momentum, something. It works, man.
That's the bullshit. Oh yeah.
I did Aikido for 3 months.
Yeah, but it is real though.
Well, it is a.
Well, it's real.
They
yeah,
do
but,
teach it, but it doesn't work like that.
No, it's like it's made for like samurais. It was like those times where like every guy's gonna come like this. That's like the secret technique, but every guy uses that. And then you're taught how to like dodge that or like throw that
Jim
guy
Carrey
off.
had a good sketch about that, where like, can you come in like this?
Yeah, there's like this shit, like the guy's coming like
And
this.
then that was great. But the thing is, like, if the other guy, like, the first thing they teach you in Aikido is to fall beautifully when you're thrown. Because if they don't teach you that, they'll probably just yank your hand.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do anything. Like, if somebody's extremely good, they might kind of, like, break your arm. Probably not, because this whole shit, it's not probably gonna work. You're just gonna get punched in the face.
This whole shit is
It's not good. It's like I used to do Aikido. I did capoeira. I did some kickboxing, and I did karate. And I can't fight for shit. So you tell me.
Maybe did you ever think that you might be?
What's the common denominator there?
I can't imagine you doing capoeira.
What's the problem? Martial arts is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Just use a Glock. It's like the best self-defense mechanism.
The best self-defense turned out was just growing bigger.
Oh yeah, the cheeseburgers is like the best.
Just worked like no. I was sort of like, well, it wasn't small, but it was like a little below average.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I hit, I think 8th grade, like 13, 14 years old, I just grew tall and big in the shoulders. Suddenly, all the problems kind of went away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I did rugby. That's when my shoulders were wide. I think it might be genetic as well.
They pulled them apart.
What?
They pulled them apart. Like,
No, it's just like I had like muscular like what I forget the name of these muscles. I should know because I'm a medical student.
you were a medical student?
Yeah, I'm a medical.
That's not how I imagine medical students.
People tell me like they would like joke with me on like the course like you look like a gynecologist. There's always like this big guy with like big hands. Like, but I want to do like otolaryngology, like diagnostics. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now I'm in the military because I had to like pause my thing because like there's like some like changes going on in the country and there's gonna be like longer sentences or whatever. So I thought, fuck it, I'll go like serve my country, whatever. So
longer sentences for finishing the university.
What?
What does that mean?
No, longer sentences, military sentences.
Ah.
So like how in like
got
you
it.
have like 2 years of mandatory.
Mandatory conscription.
Yeah. Wait, it's basically a sentence. Because like when I went there, people told me like, like it's gonna be a year, but you'll have a long time to think about stuff. And I'm like, that's what they tell people in prison. Like what the fuck? Like
true, and you can get buff.
Yeah, you can get buff.
You just need to do push-ups.
You kind of just like stand around. So I don't want to like badmouth the military or whatever. I think they're doing it on their own fine.
It's better than things like. Well, it's better than the Russian military right now, for sure. But
it's better than the Indian one as well. They don't check our balls.
Oh,
have you seen that video?
No.
Like the Indian military, they check their balls. I'm like, why the fuck do they do that?
Damn, man. Like let's leave that for now. I really like. Aside from like criminal invasion of other countries, even before that, because when I was not wanting to go to the Russian military because of like mandatory conscription. There was no like at that moment the only thing I would be in danger of I don't know getting raped in some place by some other guys or just beaten or like my.
Didn't you have some uranium on you?
I didn't. See this like I'd have to smuggle it in first.
Yeah, like this guy on the border.
That's a callback to one of my jokes.
Yes.
I do have it on my stand-up channel, so go watch it.
Advertising, there we go. Advertising within an advertising.
It was just, I decided I'm just not going to do it. And I read up on the internet. And in Russia, the cool thing, at least it was when I was there, there was this like mental health. You could get out of it with mental health. But what people would do, which was crazy to me, they would like pretend that they were attempting suicide, cut their like arms and all that, and I was like, ugh. And then I really read up on what's going on, and it turns out that the things that get you out of the army are like heavy psychosis, like suicide, schizophrenia, heavy depression, and also, interestingly, light depression.
Light depression.
Light depression. So yeah, because people don't read. But it's when you're trying to go and impress somebody who is already trying to get you in the army, and they're like, "Oh, fuck you! You're mentally healthy. Don't do that." But if you do some prep work, so I went and I went to and I was in the like mental hospital with light depression, in a wing with people with light depression. So I read some books for a month, and then I had like, and I took some mild antidepressants, and then I had this. I went to a special place where you can actually be registered with the government that you have mental health problems, and I registered with my light depression, and then I came in, and the only thing that people ask when they want to conscript you to the army, are you registered with the government, like with mental health problems? And I said yes.
But they didn't check.
It doesn't matter. They do check. I am registered with my light depression.
Don't say you registered. Doesn't sound good.
No, I am registered with the
sex offender.
I'm a registered mental health offender.
Yes,
and it's
just like mental health.
And so I just got no, you're not in the army. You're not even like our backup plan. You're not.
Not even plan B.
We're not even thinking of you. Just like, and that's how I'm.
Did you feel a little rejected? Like,
no, I was just so happy. I was just so overjoyed.
Right. I wish I knew what that feels like, not going to the military.
Well, I think that would do you some good. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, in the long run. Yeah. My back does hurt. You know.
Do you go for a massage from time to time?
No. I never had a massage in my life actually. I've given massages to like people I met like 3 hours
ago. On the streets.
Mostly ladies. Like it wasn't for like their benefit. It was more my benefit.
Robbing you on the streets.
No,
give us a massage, you son of a bitch.
Like,
please, guys, let's not do this.
I'll give you a massage.
Get to massaging you, bitch.
It's like this, like come on. Oh yeah. No, careful. Don't go lower because it's like my trigger happy spot or whatever. Like he's gonna get too relaxed.
Actually do go lower.
Like I didn't be like, good thing my name's Marty, not Marvin,
Okay, now I'll try to, because you told me some of the topics you could talk on, and for us to not be completely insane the entire 2 hours.
Just like over here and over there.
I hope some people sometime will be able to listen to this.
Is this like not good?
No, it's good. It's just I have no idea. Like
it's off topical.
It's off topical as well. Little shit. The same thing for me works with stand up as it does with podcasts. Is that inside
I know what
action?
You mean.
I have no idea.
What you mean. I know exactly.
Is this a shitty podcast or is this the best podcast?
Well, the audience will tell, but no, that's not. I mean, let's talk about like stand up. Like, how long have you been doing stand up?
Well, you were the guy who introduced my first show.
Yeah, so like that was the first time.
That was the first time I ever.
Because I remember you saying this is the first time, and I'm going to record myself.
No, it was the first time I did stand up ever.
Yeah,
and I recorded myself.
You recorded like every time I came there, you always were recording. You recorded once like this, like you just had it in your hand.
It was a fun
one.
And
you had like a joke. You were like going pro.
I'm gonna go pro with
it. Yeah, I remember that shit. And I remember the first time you left me speechless, man. I was like, what the fuck?
I left your speechless thing in the video.
Yes, I think I've seen the video. Yeah, I remember like
the GoPro one is fun.
I remember me like introducing you, and then I remember I had like this chain on Like I was recently came from Italy. The only thing I bought there was like a little keychain with like a cross. And I had like that thing on my jeans.
You can see clearly.
Yeah, I could see the cross. Yeah, I could see the cross.
It's a really weird angle.
Oh, yeah, it is a weird angle. It should be in the front, you know, like.
I do what I can, because sometimes there's no like space there, because there's no fucking space there.
It's like in the bar. Oh yeah, I guess, but what I wanted to talk to you about is like stand up in general. Like, what inspired you to do stand up?
Well, I would say that when I was 18, I used to study at a philological faculty, Moscow State University, for a year or so. And then I just dropped out and started working on my not going to the army
business. Yeah,
just like,
there you go.
Because I didn't really want to go to the university. I just didn't want to go to the army.
Yeah,
and it was very much. And then I was like, "Fuck this! I don't like." I realized that I don't want to do things that I don't want to do. Very profound insight. I'm like, I fuck doing things I don't like. Just like that was and I was 18. I moved out of my family apartment and started renting, like with my girlfriend and a friend, and just like I'll do my own thing. Just,
and you guys have been together ever since?
Yeah,
respect, man.
We've been together for 13 years now. So it's
13 years.
And that friend, we actually lived with him in this apartment where we were recording the podcast. Just like till half a year ago, but we really got sick of each other. I'm still friends with him as well, but it's a more rocky relationship.
Yeah, I see it.
So when I was 18, I like the only thing I knew, like I didn't want to go to the university really, and it was like, what do I do well? And it was literally in school, I was great at English and I was great at literature for some reason.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
And it was like, what's English plus literature? And it's like, okay.
Rapping!
No. No. That's not a higher education.
Well, you can not rap though?
I can rap. I can not.
Give us some bars.
I cannot write. I can just do some comedy rap that I didn't write.
Let's do it. I'll give you a beat.
Okay. Even if you're gripping on a weapon, then you better get a step into the warlord, and a minute maybe hit him, kind of a bit, some stick him in the floorboards.
Like, what the fuck? Bro, I said rapping, not like you're talking at the speed of light. What the fuck? I can't do that. I can do like, Eminem, like, not even like I used to do, like, the fast Spartan rap guy. I can't do it anymore. It'd be like, I would like fuck it up, and I'll do it anyway. Like,
dude,
I'll do it for the beat.
I'll do the beats as well.
Yeah, I'll do the beats.
The same way you did it.
I can't do it. See, I can't fucking do it. Yeah. But can you do like that was really fucking fast. How do you like your girlfriend must be very happy with you. Like that was great.
Yeah, it's a lot of tongue action.
Yeah. I see how it is, yeah.
Girlfriend happy, wife happy, everybody's happy. That's great.
That's great. It's like the whole thing is like what are your thoughts about the cunnilingus?
Okay.
I like at some point it was like the greatest achievement
of the human race,
like of the male population, and not only male population. It was a high skill, high risk, high reward thing. But then the fucking machines took over. Not even AI, just like
I'll tell you what, it wasn't ChatGPT that did that. Dude, like I remember this one time I was in a car ride with like a friend of mine and my cousin, and then like we're like going through like the mall or whatever, and then my friend was like not from here. And then my cousin is like Georgian like me, born and raised, and we have like our views or stuff like that. And then he asked him, he was like, "Yo man, do you do cool?" And I was like, "Do you mean cunnilingus?" And he's like, "Yes. Do you do this?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I do this." And he's like, but so hello, which means like sucker in Georgia is like a insult or whatever. And
more like liquor. It's not
liquor, boot liquor. Liquor, and I was like, dude, it's like, you don't do it because like you can't even pronounce it. That's why you don't fuck. I know that you don't do it, because you can't even fucking pronounce it. That I'll try to do that again because it'd be funnier. And I'm like, dude, like you can't pronounce the damn thing. Like you can't.
Are you expecting me to go into the podcast, look for the funnier version of your joke,
Yes,
and
exactly.
cut it in?
Exactly.
You're just making a lot of assumptions here.
Okay, fine. So this is like part
And you're
of
being like, and now I'll make a less stupid face, and you're like, and I'm like, yeah, sure.
So it's just gonna be like this. Okay, fine.
I'm gonna paint over a better, like a less stupid face on you. And post it. It's like a Marvel movie.
Can you use like one of those like CGI, like where like I have like an eye patch, like
I'll put, with Superman, I'm gonna be cleaning up your fucking beard.
the whole like amazing
every frame of
the budget is so good on the podcast. Like all 5 of our subscribers are gonna love.
You shut your dirty mouth. I have a whole 37 subscribers
I'm so
on this
sorry, bro.
show.
I'm so sorry for disrespecting you like that.
Oh man! No, the thing. What was the thing? English, stand up.
Yes, yes.
Brain works.
Yes, sir.
Brain works now.
Yes, brain works. So, yeah. How come your English is so good?
How come your English is so good?
Oh, you
you
gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. Okay. We probably have the same story.
Probably.
Yeah, like when I was a kid.
Sucked off an English teacher.
No, that's not. And then I gained her super big.
Well, how did you know it was a her? It was like a very big dick her.
No, we only have like women here. I think. Like I've noticed, like in
Georgia, there's a lot of male people.
No, I mean like. No, I mean like schools, like public schools. Most of the teachers are usually like
all
women.
men are gynecologists.
It's like women. No, it's like women. Like when you like enter the room, it's like all these old women, and then you have to like enter the room, and you go around like you go like this, so you don't like step on their tits, you know, like on the floor and shit.
So it's like old Georgian women screaming at you at school.
Yeah, it was all. There was only one guy. He was the PE guy, and he was the dopest dude. Like all the other ones, they sucked, dude. Like the teachers were so fucking like. I don't blame them because they had to deal with like a lot of like toxic and fucked up little kids, you know. And like Louis C.K. has a great joke about that shit. I think you know which one.
I know which one you're talking about.
Like just whatever kids are by the school, like they don't want to learn and shit.
Make them learn.
It's very difficult to teach in reality. It really is because they don't want to learn. I mean, you can talk to like a person who's like on a thing, like university, but in school, they don't care. They really don't care. They're just there because they're there.
I used to work as a teacher, but the closest I ever got to being like a school teacher is that I taught a small class of 4 kids of different ages in a musical theater.
Musical theater?
Yeah, I used to, it was an English-speaking musical theater. I used to perform there a little bit. It was like, it's like a kind of theater where you pay to perform.
You pay to perform?
Yeah, like you pay to, basically, you don't pay to perform, but you pay for the teachers. It's like a student's theater. Like, you go and you do some two dance classes, and then you do, like, the 2 drama classes every week, and then you do choirs. So it's like, and you pay for all that. And then you prepare like a play on stage, and then like you perform it with everybody.
So it's like a lesson.
Yeah, it's like an amateur theater, but where you are taught to do it.
So, but I mean, you're not really like wasting money, like paying them to teach you.
Yeah.
So you made it sound like I'm gonna get this promotion. I have to pay my fucking employer.
No. It's like it's as if if there was like a stand-up course, and I'm sure there are, and they're kind of useless, but
I don't think they're here.
There were in Russia, like
really,
like, yeah.
What the fuck?
It's a weird thing.
Oh yeah, actually, I keep forgetting. I have this thing where I'm very like confused with some of the stuff because I'm Georgian and like I've met a lot of Russian people in my life, and I speak Russian like the same level as my English. And by the way, we didn't talk about like how we know English and shit, but like
we're not even
not even really bad at this, dude. Like, but. I always forget that Georgia is a much smaller country than Russia.
Oh,
and the thing is,
I think they're basically the same size.
Basically, yeah.
If you squint,
it's actually it's the same place. It's about to be the same place, And I'm very against it, but not really much I can do. A Georgian boy in the military, but the thing is, I understand Russians and their culture, but they don't understand me and my culture. Like there's like this little barrier. because we like Georgians in general are very like we're very I don't know how to say the word, like, hospitality is like a big thing here.
Yeah.
Like a guest is like a gift from God and shit, and like we're gonna like it doesn't matter like what kind of a family you go to. Like if you get to like go to a Georgian family, what's gonna happen is they're gonna like everything they have they're gonna put on the table, and it's gonna be like a supra. Not the car. I mean, like the Georgian word for like the feast is like a supra.
We have the supra, and we put it on the table. The table, bro.
This amazing, very good quality, high quality. And we're just gonna put everything on the table, and we're gonna be like really like friendly and shit. We mostly like Georgia is about like friendship and all that shit, and the hospitality level is just really high. And I've been to like Italy, and they're not as nice as us. I'd say like I don't know, like there are similarities between us, like a lot. Like for example, like in Italian, like this is like the biggest similarity I found. Like in Italian, the word cazzo means dick. In Georgian, cazzo means man. Like, hey, you man. And in Italian, the ragazza is a girl. And in Georgian, ragazza means something. So by this logic, men are dicks and women are something. I don't fucking know, but like, it's like a really funny thing there. But what I'm trying to say is that people here and people in Russia, I think you guys are colder.
Oh, definitely.
You're like, but there's this thing, like most of the people I've met here, like older people, like Russians, they're very warm, they're very nice. And it's like, the Soviet times or whatever the fuck is like, you're always together and stuff. And people do talk a lot of shit about the Soviet Union. And like, it wasn't, like, there was a lot of bad shit going on, but there was like this sense of community as well. And I don't think that's because of the thing. I just think that like humans in general, we need we're very social beings and stuff. So like, we need to be together or whatever. So I'm not trying to like, so like communism was better and shit. Like I fuck communism, man. Like socialism, good idea. Like people together for the people, whatever the fuck. But democracy as well is kind of weird. Why am I getting political? What the fuck? But like, just this one thing. I'm just like all like ramped up. And I'm ready to go. Like what the fuck? No, but the thing about like, I don't know. I just had this like thing. I've been apolitical my whole life, and like. Nowadays, I've been like thinking about like all these like there's liberalism, there's democracy, there's all this shit.
The entirety of 24 years.
Yeah, I'm very apolitical, but no, I just recently thought about like democracy and like Georgians, we want to be democracy and shit like that. And I'm thinking like, is it really a good idea? Because like, think of the most people you meet. Do you really like them? Do you think they have good ideas? And then, like, most people don't have good ideas, so democracy is most people, right? So, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Actual democracy is, like, with the representatives, it's, like, I think it's like an ideal that every sort of, like, modern democracy is trying to strive towards. But then it's a question of, like, what systems did they set up that would actually help everybody go in the right direction?
Sorry, my brain started to hurt with you, like, just...
I know what's up.
You're just talking like political stuff, just making my head hurt.
You were the one who started.
I know.
Okay, that's not. You were just answering a simple question, with all of that.
So back to the question we asked each other like 40 minutes ago. Like, why is your English?
Because democracy ultimately doesn't work. So that's why my English is great. Like. Oh, these guys really helped us. Like now I know what to do.
No, but,
despair about the world, and then my English will be good.
That's very. I like how we always like find this way to like circle back and just like, yeah, this is exactly why and how and stuff like that. No, but
you went through like you were talking about your school. You were talking about like women mostly working in school and like a guy being cool and Georgian people being very hospitable, and Italian people being famous for their hospitality, but being less hospitable than Georgian people, in your opinion. And then, like, the thing that you said that you have a hard time because you know Russian culture, but they don't know the Georgian culture. Yeah. And you and me, we have, like, 2 out of 3 match, because, like, we both know sort of, like, online English-speaking culture with, like, comedy and, like, games and movies and stuff. And we both know about Russian culture. I know almost like nothing about Georgian culture. So, but we're 2 out of 3
yeah.
with the synchronization there.
Synchronization.
Yeah, like and I know I'm like a really shitty host when somebody comes into my house, I just get like confused and disoriented. Like,
why is this person here?
Why are you here? And it's like, do you want something? You want hot water? You shits?
Hot water with nothing.
With nothing, yeah, just like nothing. Like
he's a leaf.
He's a leaf. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like, what do you want? Like, you can get harassed by my dog. That's like what I. That's what I
enjoy
offer
that
people.
part. Actually, I did come for that. Like,
he does go for the balls. It's like which is good.
He did, yeah.
And whenever I'm in somebody else's apartment, I'm like, why am I here? What's going on? Like, do you guys shit here? Like, and fuck? Cool.
Yeah, great.
It's nice to know the box you do it in.
Do you guys have can I take the kitchen chair, please? And I don't want to sit on the sofa. I know what you guys are up to. But no, but like, I want to talk to you about like stand-up. Because like, for me...
You did.
Yeah, but not really though. But like, you're like starting, we could say. And I've been doing it for like, I don't know, I think like 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
And I started out like, there was this American dude, Nate. He's like a really good friend.
He's still here somewhere.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he still like does like stand up from time to time. It was his birthday recently. I didn't get to go. I was like occupied with military shit, but he's a very stand up guy. I mean, he's a really funny guy. And I remember the first time I went to do stand up, he was the host, and
the joke was more lie down and die. Stand up.
But like first time I did stand up was like I was going from my cousin's place to like the bar, and on I took like the subway train, the metro, and on the road was like 40 minutes. I wrote all the material like while I was going there.
Oh yeah.
And when I went there, I think I do have the recording of the thing. And when I performed for the first time, I did like 7 minutes. Which is, I think, a little too much for a guy who's like doing it for the first time. And then when I did it, Nate went up on stage and he said, was that like your first time? I was like, yeah. And he said that was really good. And I was like, holy shit, this dude who's been doing it for like 10 plus years, he thinks I did a good job. And ever since that day, I would just always go and go and go and go. And then like the community was like really nice at the beginning, but then it got a little like torn or whatever, I don't know. It became a little weird, like the whole like people got a little a little toxic, I'd say. And then I kind of like stopped going there for a little bit due to like my exams and like some other shit in my life and stuff. And like in the summer, I'm always in a different place than here, and I kind of lost like the whole like motivation to keep writing new material and shit. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck that, because like if you really love something, you're not gonna let like people or like stuff get in your way. You're gonna keep doing it. So I have like a new perspective on it, and I haven't performed in a while, like with like Daria as well and you guys, because I have like the whole military thing. It's every like 30 days. You get very tired all the fucking time. But on the 7th, there's gonna be like stand up, and I'm gonna totally come, and I'm gonna fucking enjoy myself really like a lot. And I'm not gonna do like that thing like the other comedians do, where like just like hang out upstairs and then they come down like when it's their time to perform and just fuck off. I'm gonna like watch everyone because I love like seeing new people and old people like just looking at them do the thing. And I don't know, I really love stand up, man. And like ever since I was a kid, like I started like watching like the Russian shit like when I was a kid. And that's also the reason why my English is so good and my Russian is so good, because when I was a kid, we had 2 channels, which was cartoons. It was Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network was in English and Russian. The Nickelodeon was in Russian. It was dubbed. So that made me like speak like, cause I have like this like Americanish accent, because it was like American and Canadian cartoons, and the Russian one was like Arnold and shit like that, and I would like mimic that. So basically, it's like monkey see, monkey do. That's how I acquire the languages. And the first language you learn is that. You're like a parrot, just like you're looking like chair, like chair, it's a chair, I gotta say chair. Shit like that. Like,
you talk like a villain from 1950s.
Yeah, the good times.
It's a chair, see? It's a chair.
Yeah, it's a chair, yeah. Would you like to take one? Take chair.
I think like the thing is like when I hear you speak, there's musicality to your intonation. So I think it's one of those things where when you have a good musical hearing, like they have good musical hearing, you actually pick up languages better.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you say? Like, yeah, like you have intonations, and so yeah. See, you actually you can mimic the note, so you can probably sing pretty well.
I can, yeah. Actually, what the fuck? Wait a minute. What the fuck? No, I do play like guitar, piano, saxophone. I play like a lot of shit. We have my main thing is like guitar and bass. I love like guitar and bass. I love bass.
I used to play the bass, and then I stopped because I had no use for it.
I was playing like Rick James before I got here. Like that was my warm up.
You were doing a jam?
Yeah, I was jamming at home.
Oh, cool. I never got to that point because I was learning piano when I was like I had my first concert. I was like 7 years old or 8. I mean, like not my like touring.
I'm not imagining like a big stage. I'm imagining like mom and dad. Like
no. It was actually a concert where we were like 100 people or something. Like it was like inside the school they had a stage and like and some seats. So it was like 100 to 150 people. And it was like a concert of different children from the musical school. So and I had like I think it's 7 minutes, like still like stand up. It was like I had like a 7 minutes piano piece that I was supposed to play, and I did not understand what that meant because like I used to do very small recitals where it was like 5 kids and their parents in a small room, and you play, and it's like a concert. And I had a couple of those, and then they're like, "Oh, and let's go do one in the school." And I was like, "Yeah, sure," because like I was just completely
a high voice as a child, then.
Yeah, and I had a high voice as a child. My voice was lower as a child. I was talking like this when I was a child, and it was like, "Yeah, let's go, bitches."
Like Christian Bale's Batman. Yeah,
it was very good, and then we came there, and I was like, "Fuck," because there was a giant stage. Well, to me, it was entirely giant. It was like just a normal school, pretty big one. And then I came out, and I was playing, and I was cold. Like I felt completely cold. I started sweating. My fingers froze up. I played for a bit, and then I had this moment of complete terror. Of like, I have no idea. I don't remember what I'm playing. I don't know where I am. And I was like, I was just sitting there. And what I did, I put my hands down. I sat there for a little bit. And then I just continued and finished this thing. And then I walked off the stage in the worst feeling of shame I ever knew. I felt like I was the worst person to live.
And then like the people are clapping as well.
And then people were clapping.
I don't need your pity.
and then I got off, and I was like, oh my god, I suck so much. And I failed completely. And then everybody was congratulating me, and I was like, what the fuck? Because they were saying like, well, you were playing and then you stopped for a little bit, but then you finished it and it was perfect, so it's all good.
Let's go on. Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's it was a kind of a good, I would say, lesson in like you do something, and in front of people as well, and you fuck up, and then you just do what you can, and actually it's good enough. And somehow I don't have stage fright. I have stage excitement. As
it's like when you're like constant and you shit a little bit, but then you go back there and you do the
blow
whole
out
thing.
your
it's
ass.
Like, good job, man. It's like you did it till the end. You know?
It's sort of like I realized that if I managed to do this thing I was sort of like training to do, and that I prepared for, I'm gonna be okay. So now I feel really safe and comfortable on the stage.
That's great.
If I know what I'm doing, like basically.
I don't have stage fright either, but I think that's because I'm so a schizophrenic.
Shut up! Don't tell him.
I like the golem for like. I don't know. I don't really have stage fright, but at the same time, I did have like a couple of times where I was like frozen or whatever.
It's gonna be a really weird sound when you did this,
really?
Like because
it does that. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like it goes in there.
It goes in there.
Yeah, your penis, just like.
Alright. No, it's
that's why it tastes so weird. Like you were jamming and I was doing other stuff. Before the podcast.
No, but I love to jam actually. Me and my brother jam all the time. We do like guitars, and he does like piano. We had like a party for like the New Year's, and one day before we learned Sia's Snowman song. You know, the one that goes like, Don't cry, snowman, that one. And then we did that one.
It was not enough notes for me to.
No, I would have sing on it.
Sing
Don't
longer.
cry, snowman, don't. I mean, I forget the lyrics.
No,
I have this thing like every time I jam, I swear to God, I have to have ADHD. Like I think the people who are watching, they're 100%. They agree with me. I have ADHD because I cannot stay on topic. This is why it's very hard for me to make friends. it's difficult. When I like jam and stuff, I Google like the chords and shit with the lyrics. I just like put it there and I just like jam with it. And then the moment I look up, I always forget it. Even if I like sit down and I like learn the song, I still have like that forgetting thing. Because I have like songs that I write for stand-up, and to this day, and I wrote these like 2 years ago, like the most recent one being like, I don't know, a year ago or whatever. And I can't remember them for the life of me. I can't remember my own writing. Like I can't. I fucking can't. Not even like the chords. I can remember the chords, but not the writing.
You mean
it's still
the
like
jokes?
a little. It's hazy.
Just about the songs or about the jokes?
Oh man, like both. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's always like, because there's the thing, like, I remember, like, the guy who, like, told me that you did a good thing, is like, Nate, he said, like, if you think of, like, a good one, just, like, write it down, like, because you are 100% gonna forget about it, because, like, your brain has, like, so much memory, like, it has so much, like, memory, but you don't really, like, access it all the time, you always forget, because it's, like, you're just always taking in new shit, and you're, like, emptying, like, the old shit, like, just, like, walking down the street, how many times have you walked down the same street? All of that shit is like in your brain, but it like filters some of the shit out. It like forgets it or whatever. But you still remember like all the shit that happens in your life.
Yeah.
What?
You have it here.
Is this better?
No, it's not very.
Alright, good.
Pointed at your fucking mouth.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to do that. Like it can be to the side.
Okay.
That's good.
Is this good?
Just don't
Do I do something?
don't talk like this.
Okay, I'm gonna talk like this. I don't know. It's weird. Like, see, like, I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about right now. I just don't.
Okay, it's okay. It's fine. You were talking about you not remembering things, basically.
Yeah, I don't
So
remember.
you not remembering that
Oh.
actually is very much on brand.
What?
It's on brand.
It's on brand.
Yeah, it's like when what you're doing is like corresponding to the brand you have, like your personal brand of not remembering things. You not remembering talking about not remembering things. Very much on brand for not remembering things.
You have me a little confused.
Now
I
you're
like how the magic of the camera is this coffee never becomes cold.
now you're beginning to believe it's because you're just like heating it up with
Still hot.
with your hands probably. You were like going back a couple of clicks there. Like you said that your English is good because you were basically parroting TV shows, but then again you need to have the practice to do so as well.
Oh yeah.
Like because you need to talk. I'm sure there were other things you did when you were older.
About that actually, do you like meet a lot of people who like have like a complex like speaking in English? Do you have like people like that, like Europeans? Like there's a lot of like Georgian people, like friends of friends or whatever. I go hang out with like English speaking friends, and I like ask them like tag along. Sometimes they don't want to go because they have like this complex, and I don't understand why. Because like they have like this insecurity about speaking in English because they
that's what you
understand
mean by
it, but their
complex.
speech they don't like the accent. Like maybe I say something wrong. Maybe I sound like Borat. Yes, you know this.
I think it's actually the problem was that it's like a Russian concept of saying complex like this. It's like insecurity is more
Yeah,
understandable.
it's strange to me because communication. Why do you care? It's an accent. It's like your thing.
Yeah.
Why would you be like insecure about it? Because I think that people should embrace like the way they speak because it makes them like different, you know.
So your question is whether I have met people who struggle with their shame in the language sphere. basically.
Not really. No, I was just asking a question so that it would like go into the story. Now
Okay,
you're in.
sure.
Now you're in.
Sorry.
Wait, have you? Like, do you have like a?
I've met a lot of people with all sorts of shame that they have a hard time processing. Basically, that's like when you have like trauma. If there is some unbearable feeling of shame that you do not believe you can actually survive, if you ever let yourself feel it, then like you can be embarrassed or have a hard time with all sorts of things. It could be like your sexual life, it could be your emotional life, It can be somehow in the workplace. Some people can't further their career because they're shameful of like feeling they're not adequate to their role. There's like shame in like in relationships where like I'm not worthy of love or that sort of thing. So I'd say it's like wherever shame like turns into this trigger point that you have to do your best to avoid to have a semblance of a normal life. That's a difficult thing and something you can help people with if you're just, I don't know, gentle about it.
You can also try alcohol.
True.
That's what I do.
It's like it's like a temporary shit. I drink like once every several months, I think.
Sure. But you like go to like bars to hang out?
I hate bars, man.
Really? Why?
I have this thing where I'm not sure. It's like I'm overly sensitive. Like whenever there is too much noise or other people, I get overwhelmed really quickly. I have a really hard time at concerts.
You're really introverted as fuck, dude.
Yeah, I'm very introverted.
Very introverted. Fuck.
I love. Why are you pointing the microphone at your dick?
Don't worry about it.
I'm not only introverted. I'm like. I have a lot of. I used to call it social anxiety, but it turns out it's not really that. If I just go to a loud place, I get completely overwhelmed as well. It's just like loud music. But I feel good on the stage because, like, it's even if it's a lot of people. Like the biggest venue I ever did, but was not stand up, of course. Like I used to do esports commentating, like so shotcasting, and we went to a stadium in Germany, and it was like 15,000 people stadium, but it was just like really filled to like a tenth, like it was like 1,000 people maybe, but I felt really good. Like and it's crazy polarity for me.
Did you feel like you were like a part of something bigger than yourself, like a unit?
No, actually, I felt like I was talking to them because I was like, cheer for this team, and they're like,
so
like cheer for that team.
Now you're sounding like a Russian again. Like you had your own army, or they can do whatever, invade whatever. No, I'm gonna make you fight with you, and then we're gonna do an operation.
I feel good when I have a very distinct role. If there are a lot of people, and I don't feel good if there are a lot of people, and I don't know what to do.
Well, that's a shame because there's a really nice bar up here.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really nice bar. I actually like bars in general. Like I'm not a drinking type of guy. I'm not into alcohol. I'm not into like drugs. I'm not into any of that. I prefer to stay sober. But I do socially drink, and like the whole reason I go to bars is just to talk to people. I don't even enjoy the alcohol. Why would I want to like overpay for something I can get for way cheaper and drink way more of it? I don't like drinking. I don't enjoy it, even though I'm Georgian, like the whole wine thing. But like, no, I don't. I don't like alcohol. I don't like heroin or the first drug I jumped to is like. No, but like I don't like. I like being sober, but I like my drug is like nostalgia and like talking to people. These are like the two things that I enjoy most in life. Is just like that feeling of like that reliability, that old shit. Like everything was simpler and all that shit, and then
talking to people. You're 24.
Yeah, I'm 24.
Do you have so much nostalgia?
Oh no, I'm fucking nostalgia. I'm like, помешанный, блядь. You know.
No, I don't know Russian anymore.
You know?
Not for this podcast.
No? I'm like, just bleep that shit. I'm like really...
You're nostalgic for things you weren't there for? Or are you nostalgic for things in your childhood?
No, from my childhood. Okay. Things I wasn't there. How the fuck would I be nostalgic?
I have no idea. Like, how are you nostalgic when you're this young?
It's the 1945. What a great time that was.
It's been like 10 years, and you're like, 10 years ago was so good.
Actually, no. I had a little surge at the time. It's like 1945. For some people are gonna be like, I was terrible times. And other people be like, I remember those times when it was the greatest of my life.
And some people will be like, there's just so many things I love about Hitler.
Man did nothing.
We're Western.
I felt like Hitler when your dog came up to me. Actually, I felt like Hitler. I felt like he took one of my balls. You feel like Hitler. You don't know that?
I know.
He had one testicle.
Oh, that's...
he got one shot off in the First World War. He was a soldier back then. I'm in the military. That's why I know. That's not what I know. That's not what I know.
Practice?
No.
It's like, and this is what we call, and this is what we call the shame shot.
The shame shot.
When we're like
an American sniper. That's
you can do a headshot, but it's not gonna hurt for as long.
Exactly. You really want to make him suffer. He deserves it.
If you can ricochet one, like of the bullet from one ball to the other ball, that's terrific. The real
terrific. That's some real that's some skill right there. If you can pull that shit off, goddamn.
It's not a good podcast now.
So it's not a what?
It's not a good podcast now.
It's not
morally.
Morally.
It's morally.
I mean, you and Kilo talked about some real weird fucking shit right there. Like, if you like rewatched the episode, I don't know if you rewatched that shit, but it was very strange.
True.
Yes, very not strange like per se, but it was very open. Yeah, let's like summarize. It was very open-minded.
I am very open-minded.
Yes, I can tell.
It's like very much. You're talking about the hair, aren't you?
And the nails and the
nails
and
the
tight shirts and the
tight shirts. That's not open. They're very closed.
Yes, very close. Deeply closeted.
I'm just, you know what? I'm not closeted at all. I'm just pansexual. I'm like,
you what?
I am pansexual.
You're pansexual?
Yeah. It's really? When you fuck bread.
Isn't it like pans? Are you actually pansexual? Are you actually pansexual?
I am actually pansexual.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's like when you're sexually attracted to,
everything?
Just like, people, trains.
Wall. What? I really like... I'm very confused with this term because there's like a lot of this like weird like pronoun, non-binary, all that shit.
It is difficult.
It's very strange, but I don't understand like the whole pansexual thing. Like you just like this is this sexy? This
no, actually, it is a joke. But the thing is like when not that I'm pansexual, I am pansexual. The joke is that like it's not about being sexually attracted to everything. It's basically about being sexually attracted to people. Like whatever they like. It's about if I'm attracted to somebody, I'm attracted to them. Like whether they're like, I don't know, a woman, a man, like a trans woman, a trans man, it doesn't really matter.
Wait, so you're down for anything? You're actually down for
I'm actually down for not so much. So like to
But you're married.
I'm not I am married. But I am also polyamorous, so that's like we're getting into some stuff now.
What? I dare not ask.
Well, it's basically polyamory is basically like a belief system where you can love different people.
But you're still like together.
Yeah, like but you're like, but it's about that everybody knows everything. There is no secret or betrayal.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can agree with that, Chief, but
you don't have to.
It's a strange thing because if we take like nature for example, it's not that strange. They don't really have like life partners. Well, some animals do, but humans are a little strange. Marriage is more like a strategic thing. It always has been kind of. Nowadays, it's more like interchange.
It's an interesting thing, like because marriage is still like it's. Like in the way that I do, really I am married.
But like you're comfortable with your sexuality, you're totally fine with it, and you don't really care what other people think about it.
If I'm in the room with some people and I cannot escape that room, I will care what they think about my sexuality.
Yeah, but then
that's why I don't want to go to
capoeira and karate, you defend yourself, right?
Sure, no. It's like no, I like. And that's the important part, basically, that, like, I don't care for the opinion of other people as far as, like, I'm good making my own decisions. Like, I'm good with, like, if you're talking about shame, like, it's not that I'm like, oh, how can I be different from other people? That's so horrible. I'm like, sure, fuck you guys. Like, it doesn't matter.
So, like...
But I do care I felt very uncomfortable in Russia because it's very homophobic.
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah.
And Georgia is like when they were the festival got all
Festival God.
There was an LGBTQ
Parade
festival.
thing. Yeah.
Was not a parade. Was parade before this year. It was
Didn't
like
end well, no.
it was like a closed off festival on a closed off territory, and they still got so that a lot of people came in there and sort of started breaking stuff, and that's when I felt like, oh, okay, Georgia's pretty homophobic as well.
Yeah.
Like cool
That's
to know.
the thing. Like I was gonna say, Georgians are very like hospitality and shit. We don't care about like your race, your skin color, religion, stuff like that. We're gonna probably treat you to some khachapuri and wine, unless you're gay. Then get the fuck out. Not me personally, but Georgians are very homophobic. Like a Georgian man would never go to Narnia because he would be too afraid to leave the closet after. It's like what I'm saying. Like,
That's a good joke. I like.
but it's. I never understood that though. Like even as a kid, like there would be like a lot of like people like people are gay, Louis C.K. and shit. But like I never got it. I really never did.
I never liked that joke.
Yeah, like the two guys like blowing each other. Like I
Two
come
guys-
out here every day.
My favorite is like when you're trying to eat cereal,
Yeah,
two guys are just
yeah.
touching dicks
Like,
in front of your
like, come
mouth.
on, guys! Like,
Trying to eat some cereal here.
no, but like I didn't get it. Like I don't get it. Because like, why would you hate something you don't understand? Well, actually, no. You don't, never mind. But no, I don't get that because like love is love, I guess. But like the whole like trans thing is kind of like weird to me. Because like I hate to be Ben Shapiro or whatever, but like.
You need to be a lot smaller.
So basically,
to be Ben
I will
Shapiro.
refer to them as her if she looks like feminine enough, okay? But if it looks like fucking Malkhazi, I'm gonna say him, okay? I think that's like where I stand at. It's like looks female enough. She,
I'm honestly not like I don't have a strong opinion there.
Yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion either. Just fucking around, but like I think it's a little weird. But thankfully. Georgians, when we refer to someone, it's always is. There is no he or she, it's always is. Like, I love this. We will never have the pronoun war here. Never.
English actually has a lot less gender in the speech than like Russian.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because in Russian you have...
Like a chair is a him?
Not only the words are different.
Oh, yeah, like...
But every time you say I, like in movies and stories, somebody overheard somebody say something, and then it turns out that it was a woman and not a man because it says like I will be the something because there is no gender there. But there is like I can highlight I think a problem about trans people and the discourse around it. I feel like I am still kind of uneducated on the problem.
Probably, yeah, I don't really know.
But at the same time, I can say that like well. Why don't I go and educate myself? And whenever I try, it's a little too difficult. Even if I Google it, I kind of have a really hard time making heads or tails of it. So that's kind of difficult.
Yeah, but like in school we learned about like hermaphrodites.
I don't think that's.
No, that's. I don't think that's. Yeah, it's not the same, but it's also like. Okay, so if people like this exist, then it's not their fault, right? So it's just they're born like this. So you can't really.
Yeah, well,
So like trans, maybe it's like a thing in your head. I really don't know. I think that we really don't know as a species. We really don't know. I don't think there's enough research for this shit. But I think there was like I remember the first time I ever heard about this was like in a Pink Floyd song, Arnold Lane, I think it was called Arnold. You know that song?
No.
It's about like a transvestite. Transvestite? Is that the term?
It's transvestite?
Transvestite, yeah. It's like this dude Arnold Lane, and they like had a song about it. That's how I first found out. Like, there's men who dress like women. Oh my god! And it's like that's fucking weird. But I think every kid has done that in their life. It's like a joke.
But that was like the early stage of sort of like processing what this thing is.
Yeah, it's a strange like. It's a weird topic.
We can go back to stand-up, and I'll do it in one quick sentence. My favorite comedian when I started watching stand-up was Eddie Izzard.
Who?
Eddie Izzard.
Don't know.
It's a British comedian, and he was like performing dressed like a woman, but he was still saying that he's a he. he was like that. I am a transvestite. He has some great jokes about it as well. That he's like an action transvestite, executive transvestite.
Executive.
Yeah, not like sad, but like executive, getting shit done. And after that, now actually Eddie went to become like a trans woman, where now he, or you could say she, he's saying just like that he's non-binary and could go both
now
like
it's
Eddie
like
and
official or whatever.
yeah, but he says he can go both, like, and he's okay with she and he and
okay. It.
I don't think
not to be disrespectful, was joking,
but Eddie, like, and here is the problem: is that I remember the way he spoke about himself when he spoke about himself as a he during the specials, and now that's the difficult part for me, because like I am completely for like referring to people how they want to be referred to. Basically,
but what if it's like something you can't even like fathom, or you forget, or whatever? Imagine like you're in a room and every single person wants you to refer to them in a weird way, and like, what if I tell you my pronouns are?
I think I've never been in a situation like this.
Yeah, but what if you like? If we like, I think it like this, right? So, I'm not against gay people. I'm not against lesbians, and I'm not against trans. Okay, but there is a line, because when you keep like, you know, people are choosing to be disabled now. Like, I'm sorry, but that shit is ridiculous. That is stupid.
Never heard about that.
I'm never gonna accept it. No, it's stupid. It's like they choose to be disabled. They actually
never heard about
this.
this.
Been doing this, yeah. I identify as a fucking couch potato, whatever the fuck.
But you'd have to send me something, because I have never met that.
So there's like people who are doing this.
Okay, I'm saying I don't have the info.
Oh yeah, but like, what do you think is the country of origin?
I don't know, probably.
Must be in the West, right? The Western Hemisphere.
I think
based
that
on the letter A, or you can also say U.
I think that, like, one of the reasons all the weird stuff comes from USA, for example, is that there is a lot of attention towards the US, and like nobody knows or gives a shit what's happening in most other countries.
Of course not. It's like people are like in war, like Ukraine, for example, like Afghanistan has been in fucked for like how long now? All this shit happening. There's a lot of conflict happening in Europe and in Asia, and Americans meanwhile are like, you know what? I want to be a dude. It's a little strange, don't you think?
I think you're losing me.
It's like what I'm trying to say is, never mind everything I just said. The world is getting fucked, and meanwhile in America, people are making up problems just to get upset over. That's what they're doing, because they don't really have any real danger.
I don't think
from other people.
Actually, like I would disagree with you.
All right, first world country thing.
I'm thinking, in a way, like when you're saying that, like somebody makes up problems and you put an example there.
I'm talking about the whole like sexuality shit going on there right now.
To me, that is like, well, I have my life and you have your life, and when you have some problems in it, you're not going like, oh, this problem is not real because there's horrible things going on in the world. I should just forget about the things I worry about.
You know what? You just changed my mind. I'm very easily convinced, by the way.
It's like, I even sort of, like, I see this problem from two sides. Like, there's one that is, when I myself devalue things that are happening in my personal life, for example, because there are bigger problems in the world, I'm like, oh, my problems are not important. It's not true, because they are important to me, and I have to solve them first. And I think to come from the other side, to come in and look at somebody else and say your problems are not real, that's a pretty fucking brave thing to do. And like in a way that, what the fuck do I know about like life and other people to be deciding which problems are real and which are not?
You know, that's a really good view on that, actually. I never thought of it that way, to be honest. Like, I'm comparing like my country with other countries, and I'm thinking like, my country has it way worse than other countries, or some other places have worse than me. Like, there are places in like there are places where they don't have water, like a basic human need. And then here, like, we don't have, like, I don't know, Dr. Pepper, you know.
We don't have water sometimes, unexpectedly.
Exactly. When I sing in the shower, water just stops, you know. Like, that's like,
we don't want to listen to this
problem.
shit. Turn off his water.
But like, but yeah, that's a valid point. You're right. It's like, it doesn't matter like how like bad or good a problem is. It's like, it's still a problem, right? Important to someone. I guess that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. I'm gonna be more like sensitive towards that now from now on. I learned something from this podcast, Dennis. Thank you.
Oh, it was not my intention.
Yeah, of course not. Your intention is to get views, but like still.
Oh man, I cannot just wait for those 200 views to come in so that I can buy myself a new camera and be more in debt. That's like
more in debt.
Just more in debt.
Can't be more in debt in America though.
Well, you know, it's here's gonna be a weird and hot take. I kind of like the way the money works. Let me explain it, because like people talk about like it used to be backed up by
yes, a Russian talking about capital.
Actual metal, like when it was like gold, and like you had to have a gold reserve to back up your money. But to me, when money became more like points in games, it felt more natural to me, because you're just like, you get some points, you work, you get points on your card, and then you spend them, and you never even see the real money. And the thing is, yeah, and I understand like there are a lot of problems with that, but
money is an illusion, I think.
Sure, but it's like it's basically a country that has a currency is saying like, here is a lot of IOUs, like I owe you.
Yeah.
I can give you this much value, and you guys are saying that you believe me, that you can extract and get a lot of value from me. That's why I'm allowed to have a lot of money. And like the US is very much in debt, but I think it was like with there was this moment where I think it was the King of France with the Templar Knights. They were
Jacques de Gatineau, I believe.
I think it was King Philip something. And he was, and France owed. I might be butchering this history lesson.
Probably, yeah.
But
most likely, actually.
basically, France owed a lot of money to the Templars, who had like basically started like a banking system. And then at some point, the King of France was like, you know, guys, how about you just forgive me all these debts that I have? And they were like, you know what? No. And then
how surprising.
And then what he did is fucking killed all of them with his army.
So that's why the Crusades got flunked, huh?
Yeah, it's like, and that's one of the big reasons.
I think that guy's like remained. I think I know which one you're talking. Did he have like a shaved head?
I don't
was
remember.
he bald with a goatee?
But the thing was that like, and also because they were also about God and crusade and all that. Also, that started the Inquisition, if I remember correctly, because it was like the correct.
But which Inquisition?
Which some part of some.
It wasn't the.
Who knows?
It wasn't the one that you don't expect, was it? Nah, it couldn't have been.
It was not the Spanish.
Nah.
I suck at history, but I remember the small part that I really enjoyed of like, oh, but now they owe a lot of money. What is this country going to do? Turns out there are ways out of debts that are available to countries that are not available to maybe individuals.
You don't say. So
the U.S. debt is like, oh my God, they maxed out their credit card. But no, it's basically who is going to collect? Who is going to collect the U.S.
There's no
debts?
other way we could, handle this situation. Wink, wink. Help America to Russia. Like,
I don't think Russia is going to. Russia sucks at military a little too much.
The military, you guys' military is terrible.
Yeah, it's just
shit. Like,
it's incredible. Like I'm all the way for Ukraine in this war, but I am amazed how shitty. Like how to have so much resources, to have so much, equipment, people, and everything, and not being able to like losing battles to a country like like a fraction of your size. It's incredible how incompetent like it was. It was.
It's
amazing.
not just that. It's just when you are when you know when your enemy is like way stronger than you, has way more resources, you're gonna train twice as hard, maybe like 10 times as hard, just to in the.
It's like the Rocky movie, yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but not really. Like Batman has a contingency plan against like Superman and shit. Like every single villain in the DC universe, hero. If they go at him, if they're like,
I remember that.
He has like a plan how to get everyone like neutralized.
There's a lot of different sorts of fantasy, which is interesting.
Tell me about their sexual fantasy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a lot of topics we covered today. Barely, not really.
Yeah, and there's some really inflammatory ones.
Inflammatory? What does that mean?
Well, it's when something can be like very.
Like breach out like flames, like just reach up other shit.
Yeah, when
branch
it
out.
can make a flame war or something.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I guess I can only offer whatever opinions I have. I suck at history, geography, and politics.
So why do we talk about exclusively history
I'm
and geography?
I'm very slowly, because I guess those are the things I'm having to learn now, as I'm moved out of Russia and trying to live in the outside world. Because I lived in Russia for almost 30 years, and I almost never went anywhere. And then I'm in a different country, and I'm most likely going to be in more countries following this. It's like we're gonna move from Georgia to somewhere, and then we're gonna move and move and move. So I don't know. Like it's gonna be fun.
On the road again.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like I'm trying. I'm trying to look at all sorts of problems from the point of actually, somehow people taking care of other people. I don't know. It's just like my core value is that just life and existence, like human existence, is actually very fucking valuable. It's very miraculous to me.
I think it's a little overrated, but
the ability, I know, Lucy has a good thing on that as well, but just the ability to perceive things to me is kind of miraculous. It's fuck, this exists, all of this shit, and it's weird and surprising, and I just somehow want, I guess, all people to be not
around
happy.
a little longer, maybe.
Not happy, I guess. Well-being is the somehow. Here are two things: wellness and entertainment are my two things. I want people to be well, and I somehow want people to be entertained as well.
You ever think how fucked we would be if there were no old people around?
No, I don't think about that. What would it be?
We would be so fucked without them around.
Why?
Who the fuck's gonna teach you about how life? They've been here before you, way more time than you.
The internet.
The internet? Really? just fuck the old people.
They're
weighing us down.
Old people from my family were they were a responsibility for me more than teachers in a way. And I find myself actually learning and teaching.
Grandma had Alzheimer's?
Instead. My grandma had Alzheimer's. All my grandmas and grandpas are dead now.
Sounds like a rap song. You rap about that shit?
Yeah, changing the diapers. Yeah, that's gonna be
fuck that.
That's gonna be a good song. Yeah. I was taking care of my last grandma. Don't be slapping the tripod.
I'm sorry. I have this thing.
Because you're gonna be shaking.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And I'll just put a dildo with a sucker at the bottom so that you have something to nibble at next time when you come here.
You have dildos?
No.
No? Really?
I don't really have dildos. No.
I'll get you one for your birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're going to have to wait for a year, though, because it was in December.
Dildos.
No, before that. There was something before that. I was talking about my grandma.
Changing back.
Was the last one. Yeah, it was and she lived to 97 years old, and nothing could kill her. But then I tried.
Sounds like
I
you
tried
really
everything. But COVID eventually got her. It was like very like weird and sad because she had dementia and she kept getting like less functional and less functional and less functional.
That sucks.
Yeah, and it's like it was a really weird experience because like when it's like taking care of a baby, but when you're taking care of a baby, you're kind of like nursing them into growing bigger, getting smarter, like developing. And was like nursing somebody into death because they were like getting stupider and weaker and smaller and like feeling worse and worse and worse. And then you care for somebody so that they die. And that's kind of, not great.
But that's kind of strange. But another thing that's really strange is that like surgery is basically stabbing a guy to life.
Yeah, I like it.
That's what it is. My grandma has Alzheimer's, and it's really it has been very difficult for me because she's my favorite person. And now I'm kind of like used to it now because but the first time she forgot my name, that shit really hit me, man. Because she remembers me because it's just me and my brother, and she told me in confidence it's I'm your favorite grandson because I'm more like a warm person. My brother is a little more reserved. And she couldn't remember anyone, and now she doesn't really remember much, but she would still call me by my name, and now she stopped doing that, and I would I'll sit down and be like, Grandma, what's my name? And who am I? And she's like, you are. What a nice house we have, she's saying it's very I don't know, it's terrible. It's really terrible. It is, yeah. But now I'm used to it. But then I'm thinking she's pretty old right now, and there's gonna be a day when she leaves. But it's not right now she's here. Sometimes I feel I don't know. It would have been better if she just left. Because it's a thought that crossed my mind. But I still enjoy having her around. So I still don't want her to go because I know that she's there. So it's kind of more like a selfish thing, because she doesn't really. But the good thing is that nothing hurts. She just doesn't remember. I hate seeing her, unhappy. That's the thing. And I'd rather see her smile pretty ugly than not see her at all, But I still love her very much. And there was this thing when I was a kid, I couldn't sleep, and then she would tell me this story that she had made up, and it's called Andrusha. And this kid goes to his grandma's house, and then some shit happens. And there's 2 episodes to this story. The first one is where he meets a bear. And it's almost like a punchline. He go the story is she would tell me this thing, and I want to eventually publish this as a book. I really do. And it's a really funny story because the kid goes to her grandma's place, and one morning he just leaves to do something nice for his grandma, pick flowers or whatever, to come back home. But it gets dark, he gets lost, and then the bear chases him eventually. And then he runs up a tree, he climbs a tree, and bears can climb trees, but this tree is a little smaller, so that the bear can't climb on it. So the kid goes all the way up, and then he's just stuck there, and the bear was just waiting for him to get down to eat him. And then a long time passes, grandma's worried and shit, and then at some point the kid has to pee, right? So there's nothing to do, so he unzips and pees on the bear's head. And the bear thinks, oh, it's raining, so he runs away. Comes down, goes back to grandma's place. Grandma's oh, Andrusha. And there's this other one where there's a wolf or whatever, and there's a hunter. It's standard, what do you call it, fairy tale thing. But that shit would always make me laugh as a kid. I would sleep.
So this day, every time you're in danger, you first pee yourself.
No, I pee on the danger. I pee on the danger, yeah, exactly.
Have you watched Breaking Bad?
No, I haven't seen it. I've seen the ending. That's it. I've seen
Game
of Thrones the same way.
Good way of watching TV. Just watch the.
No, it's Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. I only seen the last episode. It was me and the other stand-up people. The old one, where we just went up to one of the stand-uppers' places and to watch the finale. I didn't care about it. I just wanted the free chicken. That's why I went, and the chicken was good.
It gets really weird with Like I was like with my grandma, like it was a lot of years of like basically really she was in a really bad condition, and that's the difficult part about being human is you can want different things at the same time. I think that's the hard thing. And it's like on one side it was like basically like it would be good if she already died basically because like it's just at that point like it's you I could have like a conversation with her like once a year basically and would be sort of like she had some moments of like clarity but without actually remembering anything. And it's just weird, was weird looking like like the zombie movies because like she was just like barely walking and barely talking and barely anything. And at this point it's like, well, it is actually time. And it's like, it is a very big burden to be dealing with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was incredibly sad when she did pass. And I would, all this time, I would worry about her, how's her health, how's she doing. And I would put a lot of energy into trying to make her feel better, even though it was like she was not conscious of it. And it's so weird, like, because it would be easier, I guess, to live if people just really, like, here's the situation. I feel this towards it and nothing else. But it's often like there are so many, like, I feel it like different parts of me feel different things towards the same thing. Like I can be angry and sad and scared and all those things together. And that's the weird part.
I'm just depressing enough.
But it's okay. Like I cried a lot about it when she died, and it felt kind of purifying. I don't know.
Crying is pretty good for you.
Yeah, it's like I wrote about like also journaling. Like I wrote about her stuff, and in the end, I sort of like decided with my wife, who was also helping take care of her. We just decided to have a daughter. We'll just call her after Grandma.
How was her name?
Her name was Lily.
Lily.
Yeah, it's pretty international. Works fine. Yeah, and it's like at some point, I don't know. At some point, I guess you get to be at peace. This is one of the things that happened. Like it's just like.
What do you think about cock and ball torture?
It's like nostalgia,
So listen, who's your favorite comedian?
Cock and ball torture. One cool thing is like CBT, cock and ball torture, is the same acronym as cognitive behavior therapy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and that's why when people look like they're, we're doing CBT therapy.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Can't do it. Oh, this is the wrong one. Fuck.
And you're like, this helped.
Who is your favorite comedian? Is it Louis C.K.? You said the first one was the transvestite guy.
I did not say it like that.
No, but who is your favorite?
Like used to be Eddie Izzard, and now, like I really, really like. I feel to me like Louis C.K. is just the greatest, but
I don't think he's the greatest. I think he's one of the best, but not the greatest. I think Dave Chappelle might be a little higher.
Well, I don't know. Like to me, it's like it resonates more with me. But I want to say that it's less of a ranking. I guess it's more of a,
it do be like that.
Those are like flavors of ice cream, basically.
You can't really. Well, actually, no. Chocolate is the best. Fuck everything. Nah, fuck.
So you're like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle. And chocolate. He's like, I think that's the reason because I like chocolate ice cream. That's why I like Dave Chappelle because he's
I do like chocolate ice cream.
You don't like chocolate?
I do like chocolate.
Yeah, I never liked vanilla, like in those like the ones where you like do it like this.
But
like the machines.
But just to say, like, I feel like I love different bits, like basically.
Yeah.
When it comes to comedians as well, like I have, for example, like some John Mulaney bits that I love very much, almost on par. But overall, if I like try to remember all the bits I've heard from a comedian and try to rank it, then like, okay, overall Louis C.K. is much more important to me than John Mulaney, for example.
For me, it's Norm Macdonald.
He was good.
He was the best. I love him so much. I I never care when like celebrities die because I don't give a fuck. But Norm's hit me, man. I really did. I love him. I remember like, well, I have like his bits memorized, man. Do you want to hear the moth joke?
The which one?
The moth joke.
The math?
The moth joke.
Moth?
Matelok.
Moth.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what a moth is?
Yeah, I know.
You know what a moth? Okay, great. I'm gonna tell you the moth joke.
I couldn't get through.
You know the joke.
I don't.
You don't know the joke? Oh my god. Let me get comfortable.
Might just work. Yeah.
So, how do I look in the? So, so I'll just tell you the joke, all right? So this is my favorite joke, and I'll tell you the story behind this joke as well. So,
we'll have 20 minutes left. We'll have to.
It's about that length. Yeah, it's about 20 minutes.
Hopefully not.
So, a moth flies into a podiatrist's office.
Yeah.
And the podiatrist is like, "So what's bothering you?" And the moth goes, geez, I don't know where to start, doc. I work all day. I work for my boss, Grigory Ilinovich, and I don't think he knows what I'm doing. The only thing that he knows is that he has power over me, and for some reason this brings him joy. And every night I wake up in cold sweat, and I look down and I see there's an old lady resting her head on my chest. An old lady I once loved, doc. And my youngest, Alexandria, she died in the cold of the last summer, as many of us did. And my other boy, Grigoro Ilidavinovich, I no longer love him. And this is the hardest pill for me to swallow. Every time I look into his eyes, I'm just filled with hatred and all these negative emotions. the same feelings I get when I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror. And I feel like a spider, a moth. Just barely holding onto my web as an eternal flame burns me from underneath. And I just pray to God that my inner hatred for myself is high enough so that I can reach for that cocked and loaded gun that's by the bedside and just end it all. I'm not feeling good. So the doctor looks at the moth and he goes, "Jesus fucking Christ, moth, you have some serious psychological problems, but why did you come to me? I'm a podiatrist." And so the moth goes, "Because the light was on."
It's good.
I love this joke so much, but it's just I fucked it up right now. Usually I'm really good at telling this joke because I have it memorized and shit. Now I just fucked it up, but it's due to the camera, I think.
I guess just the timing at the end.
Yeah, it would be like that. But the thing is that he was on the Conan O'Brien show. And what happened was they finished the first segment, and then there's a commercial break, and then Conan was like, "We'll be right back with more Norm after these messages," and then Norm was like, "What the fuck?" Because he thought like he was there for one segment. It was like, no, there's like two segments. Like, well, I got nothing. And then Conan was like, "Can you just make something up?" And Norm remembered this joke that one of the other stand-up comedians told him, which was, moth flies into a podiatrist's office. Podiatrist asking, "Why'd you come in?" And the moth said, "Because the light was on." Like, that's the joke. It's a good joke. And then what he did was he just stretched the joke for the time of the segment. So the segment is like 5 minutes. So he just took the joke and just stretched it. He's like thinking of all this shit, and he read a lot of Russian literature, and that's why he has like this Grigory Ilinovich business going on. And the dude is a fucking genius, man. And all his jokes are like, you can see some of them like a mile away, but like it still makes you laugh because it's just so naturally funny. I love him.
Just like, if you don't know what to do, add Eastern European suffering.
Yeah, there you go.
That's basically working.
Material, yeah.
That's sure. Like that should work.
Fuck it, why not? Are you playing anything right now?
In my head?
No, I'm like video game. Are you playing?
I am. Let me process some of that. I have been playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
I finished it like once.
I've been playing for I think 30 hours now. I still have a lot to go.
Only 30?
Yeah.
And it took me like 80, I think, to finish the game.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that I'm even third through.
Oh no, it's a great game. It's the first time playing.
Yeah, I've never played it before.
It's a great game.
I just it's like I've been working. It feels like a lot during this year. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. So this January, these holidays, just not talking to anybody. What's
like that.
Yeah, I've like since like December 30th until like yesterday, I was just playing Red Dead Redemption, and when I got tired of sitting and playing, I would go to bed and I would read a Korean novella, like light novel. Yeah, it's like Korean, yeah. Well,
Korean.
not in Korean.
Yeah, I would
It's
imagine.
an English translation, but it's a good one. And when I get tired of reading in bed, I go and play some Red Dead Redemption. And when I get tired of playing Red Dead Redemption, I go back to bed. And at some point, I fall asleep in that bed, and the next day rolls in. that's the 4
Very
days.
depressing.
I feel rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated.
But
So,
also, what I did, I booked a podcast for each day of the rest of the holidays. So I have a podcast today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. So it's
in
until...
Georgian, we have a great word, which is zeg, day after tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
It's 3 letters. So, like, you know the movie, The Day After Tomorrow?
What?
Georgian was just like, zeg.
What does Heil mean in Georgian?
Heil?
Heil, yeah. No?
What?
Zeg Heil.
Heil?
Heil.
Like, Heil, that one guy?
Zeg Heil. You're really slow on catching on this Hitler joke.
No, it's zeg, though. It's zeg. It's not
Sorry.
Seek.
I'm not
Seek.
perfect.
It's not seek. Seek. No, it's seek.
Seek.
It's Turkish.
Zeg Heil. Okay.
Zeg, huh? I'm not gonna say this. Fuck this shit. You're making me walk into this. No, I'm not anti-Semitic.
Those are
I
just
hope
very
so,
cheap.
at least.
I, like, everybody I met, like, most people I met thought I was a Jew, so it would be weird for me to be hating on Jews.
People think you're Jewish.
Yeah. Well,
What?
I guess, actually, once I colored my hair, no longer. But somehow, when I have my natural hair color, somehow it kind of, like...
I don't know.
Looks-
I don't really go assuming people are Jewish. I don't really do that.
It's still so weird to me how much ethnicity matters to people.
No, it's like, it is a thing. I remember there was this one dude I met from I was doing stand-up, and this guy came up and we were just talking, having fun, just talking and shit. And then I asked him, like, where are you from? And he said, I'm from Mars. And that shit really triggered my ass, and I just kept asking, like, yeah, but where are you actually from? And like, I'm from Mars. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I got really, like, angry and shit. I got really upset. Like, where the fuck are you from, man? And, like, he wouldn't say. But, like, he did prove a point to me, which he didn't make, which was people, they really do care where you're from. Because, like, when you first meet someone, the basic information you need is, like, their name, where they're from, and, like, their age, maybe.
Yeah, I was pretty happy thinking you're 40. I'm like...
Yeah, I'm sorry to, like, shatter your...
It just came out. Like, I thought you were working as a gynecologist for 15 years now.
No, I wish. I would make so much money. Fuck. No, I'm 24.
Is it very lucrative to be a gynecologist in Georgia?
It is lucrative. Yeah, it is lucrative, yes. With all the juices flying around. I just want you to think, like, vagina, Jesus. Vajesus, if you will.
I really love this joke.
Yes, I do like your jokes. They're very good.
I am like, oh, thank you.
No.
It's very
Some of them pretty shit, actually.
true.
In fact, fuck you.
Honestly, fuck me, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. No, I actually...
Everyone should. I think you'd enjoy that.
Thank you. It's a blessing from the vagina Jesus. What
It is from Jesus.
It's interesting to me. I tried things that to make some jokes that didn't work at all, and that was really bad.
No, but you have a very good. Not necessarily stage presence, but like the way you talk about this stuff, the way you talk, your intonations. I really like the way you do that.
Oh, thank you.
You have a very good way of like telling the story, and I think that if you like, me for example, a comedian has told me that I have good stage presence. Like when I'm up there, I feel like I'm in control. You know, I'm like good. I'm very open. You know, I don't have like stiff movements and shit. There's a lot of people who go up and they're like always like fidgeting with their like phone or whatever, they like have their hand in their pocket, whatever, like slight insecurities or whatever. I'm kind of just up there like talking and shit. I really enjoy doing, but like a lot of people there don't. Well, not a lot of people, but a lot of like comedians that go up there, like from the start maybe to this day, maybe they're a little stiff up there. They're not like fully, like doing like you. I think that you should like really embrace the jokes that you're gonna say and just try to make them as funny as you can, because it's like you worked on them, so you should like
I think it's just practice, actually.
Yeah, of course, practice makes perfect. Definitely, anything you want to.
Not only that, like I just have skills that carry over into stand up, basically.
Sure.
Because like I did shoutcasting, and it's like hey. It's like,
there you go. Yeah, you're a hype man.
Just like, and you do that, and then you add a little bit of that. Or like I did musical theater, and there you're like singing, and like singing is so much more embarrassing than singing and dancing is so much more embarrassing than doing stand up. It's incredible.
Like, it's so fun. Oh my god! Like I did karaoke, and I was like, oh fuck. Like when I actually try to like sing something, like I can rap no problem with karaoke, but when I sing, I'm like something.
I hate singing in karaoke so much because you can't fucking hear yourself.
Exactly.
And it's like, and you're just, and I don't have that level of muscle memory to just hit the notes without hearing myself. But I think like my secret in performing is just I love the sound of my own voice. That's the self-pleasuring way of like.
Don't break your hand jerking yourself off.
Yeah, you're like just like you listen. Like I listen to myself. I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
I just love it. It's like so. Whenever you cancel, just put on your own podcast. Just listen to it.
I don't
fall asleep like a baby.
Strangely enough, I think my voice is a little too rich.
What do you mean by rich?
It's too stimulating to fall asleep.
You like to listen to your own voice.
I always fall asleep to the same things. There are like anime power scalers.
What?
Anime power scalers.
Anime power scalers.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
It's people who professionally argue about who's stronger in a particular anime or cross anime. It's a YouTube profession.
Do you do that?
I don't do that,
Thank
but
God.
I love falling asleep to it. I love it's just amazing.
So there's like, of course there is. Why am I even asking? It's the fucking intro. But there is.
Do you know Naruto?
No, what is it?
Do you know anime? Do you know any anime?
I'm joking, man. What the fuck? Of course I know. Yeah, I just watched Bleach, the new. I think two new seasons. Yeah, I watched. My brother's like a big on anime. And when I was a kid, I used to watch shit because we had one computer. So when he was on, I'd watch him. And when I was on, he watched me play video games.
It's an older brother?
Yeah, 2 years old. And the funny thing, when I was a kid, I thought that all siblings, like the difference is like 2 hours,
everybody has
2 years, you know. Like,
2 year difference.
Yeah, I thought it was like all this.
I understand that. Like, I have 3 years with my sister, and we used to do stuff together too.
Did you think that like if all the siblings like 3 year difference?
Somehow, yeah. It was really weird when somebody else had bigger difference.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you're telling me it's not 3 years? It's not another.
Yeah. So like, and here's like, I'll have to. We only have 8 minutes left. I did not expect us to go so long, so I didn't clear enough space of the memory card. But like, let's go for Naruto, for example. And have you watched or read the whole story of Naruto?
No.
Well, basically, like there's like I don't know, like a point in the story where like there was this the village was attacked by the nine-tailed fox and like a guy, and it was
and
like
the guy
who's like, if you don't know who it is, like the spoilers, this is Obito Uchiha, and it was like, oh, Minato was fighting him, who was the fourth Hokage, and it's like the question, how would every other Hokage do in his place? And they just go through if it was the first Hokage instead of him, then this and this, and they just go through it in such detail, and like I just put it on and I fall asleep
just
like
taking
a baby.
Everything into consideration, all like the scenarios and shit.
And it's just, and you know, it's like it's just perfect because I put on videos that I've already listened to, and I'm like, it's not interesting enough for me to stay awake, but it's just the enough amount of like comfort, something that I know helps me drift into deep sleep and I put like a good thing on the iPhone. There's a timer that you put like 10 minutes or like 20 minutes, and when the timer stops, it stops any media that is playing on your phone. So I put it down.
Oh, I see.
And I put a timer, and instead of playing a sound, it stops everything. So it just turns off by itself, because it's annoying when it plays whole night.
You know, the thing that makes me fall asleep when I can't sleep is I put on some Sawyer cartoons. I fall asleep.
That shit is too trippy for me.
I mean, not all of it. But like, have you seen that one? Fuck, I forget the name of it, but there's this one where they go to space. There's these kids that go to space with like these like two dudes or whatever.
Something.
Yes, I believe that is the name. Yeah, something.
Did they have like a bird?
I don't remember, man. I don't remember, but
It's like
that's the thing. I just put those on, and like there's some like when I was a kid, we had sort of cartoons like going on, and I think that's the reason because I would watch these as a kid at night and I'd fall asleep.
I'm gonna have to stop you right now, like, and myself as well,
Mm-hmm.
because we're running out of literal memory on the camera, which is like it's a fun podcast. I think a lot of things to be canceled for. I think
A lot of chaos.
should really watch it back and
Yes, totally.
check for the less tasteful Hitler parts.
Yes, but
less tasteful transphobic statements. I just have to really
not risk the channel.
I have to watch it back and really think for a second there. And to think how I'll blame you for everything.
Yes, exactly.
This should work. But anyway, it was actually really fun. Like, thank you for just jumping and running here. Like today, it was like no notice, like which is good. Which I think is how you prefer to do things. Is like
just run into it.
Just from
last second. Yeah.
Because when you ask for like any like I'd be on your podcast, so like let's talk about it. Like let's do it now. I'm like fuck you, man. Like, I have a life and work and stuff. Well, we're very good. Thank you.
All right. I'm in the military now, so anything goes is fine.
And with Marty being in the military, so hey guys, see you next time. Subscribe, like the video, and stand us out.
Boy dies on YouTube.